I've been in the sport long enough to see this happen time and time again, but here's the thing. It doesn't have to be that way. It often, unfortunately, is. Most of the chaos and stress that new swim parents and volunteers feel isn't because they don't want to help. It's because the swimming world is intimidating. We've got our own language, our own structure, and let's be honest, some unwritten rules. And when they don't get the right support from the start, these volunteers can either just check out completely or feel like they're just surviving through each swim meet. Now, I've helped run over 10,000 swim meets and train countless volunteers. And I've found that the difference between a stressful swim meet and a smooth one often comes down to what happens in the first 3 minutes of onboarding a new parent or volunteer. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to turn overwhelmed parents into confident parents, confident volunteers. And I'll break it down into 3 key areas where most teams struggle with an easy to implement solution you can start using at your very next swim meet. And stick with me here because at the end, I'll also tell you about one small change that completely turned a chaotic meet around and helped build one of the best teams I've ever seen. Now, before I equip you to equip your people, let's talk about you, the leader of the swim meet, the person who gets it, the big dog. Now, here's your job. Are you ready? It is to make yourself replaceable. That's right. Ouch. Your job is to do such a great job communicating and equipping folks that anyone can run your team's swim meets in the future. So in order to do that, in order to leave this legacy, a mindset shift may be needed. You have to speak to everyone plainly. No insider baseball language. It's no longer cool to be the one person on the pool deck who knows how to do everything. That's not cool anymore. Swimmingly has the tools to help equip anyone, and we need you to have the leadership capabilities to empower your people. So back into it. Here are the biggest challenges new swim parents face and how to fix it. Challenge number 1, information overload. Let's take a step back and imagine this from a new swim parent's perspective. It's their first meet. They show up early, ready to help, and within minutes, they're hit with swimming terminology they've never heard before. What's a heat? What's a heat sheet? A DQ? I don't know. Procedures they've never seen. Why are kids lining up behind the blocks? How do they do that? Why do they know to do that? Responsibilities they don't fully understand, what exactly a timer does and what happens if they mess up. And it's a lot. So, folks, what do most teams do? They try to teach everything to everyone at once. That's overwhelming. Don't do that. When people feel overwhelmed, they either shut down or they start making mistakes. So here is what actually works. We call it the stupid, simple swim meet method. Are you ready? So step number 1, start with the absolute basics. Before anything else, new volunteers need a simple 1-page quick start guide that tells them exactly what they need to know for the first 30 minutes. No more, no less. Keep it simple. For example, a new timer doesn't need to understand how scoring works right away. All they need to know is when the heat starts, start your clock and how to do so. When the swimmer touches the wall, how to stop your clock. Writing down the time. That's it. Simple. Step number 2, using the newbie veteran volunteer buddy system. Nothing builds confidence faster than having someone next to you who knows what they're doing. This is why the newbie veteran volunteer buddy system works so well. We've seen teams that implement this system increase volunteer retention by over 50%. The reason this works is that by the end of a swim meet, a newbie paired with a veteran has transformed into a veteran themselves. And that way they're more likely to help the next meet. Because remember, the biggest fear of helping at a swim meet is I might mess something up. But when you pair the newbie and the veteran together, this fear is quickly erased. Step number 3, introduce more responsibility gradually. Once they feel comfortable with the basics, then and only then do you start adding more details. Confidence comes from competence, and competence comes from taking small steps forward. And that's exactly why we created Swimmingly, to simplify swim meet operations and make the entire process less overwhelming for everyone involved. If you want to learn more about how this technology can streamline your meets, you should check out the link in the description. But let's go to the second challenge your people face. Challenge number 2, lack of clear structure. The second big issue is that most swim teams don't have a clear structure for volunteers. It's like trying to build a relay team without assigning strokes to each swimmer. Think about how many times you've had parents come up to you at a meet, completely lost, asking things like, when is my child going to swim? Hey, what was my child's time there? Hey, what's the team score? Coach, when are we allowed to go home? Most of the time, there's no scoreboard with this information. And if a meet feels disorganized, parents don't want to volunteer again. So here's how to fix this. First, create clear role definitions. Every volunteer position should have, and I love this, a simple, easy to understand title. Make it memorable. A short bullet point list of responsibilities. 1, 2, 3. The exact time commitment, start time and finish time. Who they report to on the pool deck if they have a question, and a quick phrase or snapshot of what success looks like for their role. Teams that implement this one-pager, keep it simple, reduce volunteer confusion by 40% and see a 60% increase in parent satisfaction. Pretty cool. Challenge number 3, the communication gap. This is where most teams really struggle, whether they admit it or not. Either they don't communicate enough, which leaves parents confused, or they over-communicate, bombarding them with too much information. So you need a 3-touch system for both groups. Again, a 3-touch system for folks helping to operate the swim meet and a 3-touch system for folks watching the swim meet. So touch number 1, pre-meet reminder. One day before the swim meet, you send a quick message with the assigned role for each person and their arrival time. We recommend a group chat app. This is effective. And the key for this touch is that the message is setting expectations. This message isn't to confirm their commitment. It's to establish the expectation that they're already committed to helping. So touch number 2, welcome message. And this is going to be 1 to 2 hours before the meet. This is a short, friendly email or text before the shift, keeping it simple, to the point, and reminding them when and where to be to kick the swim meet party off. So again, we recommend a group chat app, and the key for this message is establishing responsibility. It's important for each person helping out to know they're wanted and needed, and that their involvement is key to success. So knowing where to be and when to be, and having that reminder an hour or two before you need to be there is crucial. Lastly, touch point number 3, this is what we call the on-site briefing, and this is going to be 5 minutes before the meet start time. This is an in-person orientation right before the meet starts. This is important to do in person, and the key to this step is to create boundaries and establish authority at a swim meet. It's critical for folks to know who's in charge to keep the event running quickly and smoothly. So what this might look like for your meet operations folks is a timers and judges meeting over by the starter and the scorekeeper. That's an effective way to do an on-site briefing for meet operations folks. For people watching the swim meet, and they may be all over the place, they're in the bleachers, everyone's very spread out across the venue. This is a PA broadcast announcement over the intercom. We recommend PA to do this, and having a great announcer with a great voice who can establish that authority and create that boundary for everyone there to know what the rules of engagement are is really crucial for those people watching the swim meet. Now, teams that follow the system see their volunteer retention jump to the point where almost everyone is willing to come back, and they can do it in just one season. Better yet, the people just watching the swim meet enjoy it, and they're more likely to help pitch in themselves. So I want to share a quick real-world example. Now, last summer, we worked with a team that simply could not get parents to help volunteer for their swim meet. Now, they implemented this 3-touch system, and by the end of the season, 95% of those new volunteers stuck around, and they were happy to help for the next season. So one of the volunteers, Sarah, said, for the first time, I actually knew what I was supposed to do, and having the newbie veteran buddy system really helped with first-time jitters. Maybe the best part, having clear expectations for everyone on how to get the meet started and completed in a timely manner. So, pretty obvious stuff, but without a system, it's hard to do. The takeaways here, if you want to build a strong, confident volunteer that makes every meet run smoothly, here's what you need to focus on. Again, break it into small, digestible steps using the stupid, simple swim meet method, and create clear, defined roles so you know what's expected of them. And then finally, implementing the 3-touch communication system to keep parents and volunteers informed without overwhelming them. So if you want to see how optimized your swim team is for success, take our swim meet quiz. It'll show you either where your swim team is already thriving or perhaps where there's room for improvement. The link is in the description, and I will see you at the pool.